10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Morning Rebels, it's Saturday again, if you can believe it. So a little while ago I was hanging out over at Reddit in the YA Writers sub, which you should go and check out if you haven't already, and an interesting discussion broke out about parents in YA stories. Basically the concern is, what do you do with them? Obviously parents are a big part of teenagers' lives, but the nature of YA stories is that it's the story of the young person. Too much parental influence can take away from the agency and the impact of the young person's decision, so nobody wants to read the story that goes like this. Hey Billy, I don't think you should do that scary thing, it's dangerous. Okay, fine, I won't. And they all stayed home and watched a Firefly marathon. So, what can we do? One school of thought says that separating the young adults from the adults as early as possible is the best thing you can do. It is an extremely common school of thought actually, and you might have noticed that it manifests itself in several different ways. It's led to a bit of a glut of dead parents. A lot of the young people in young adult stories are orphans, and quite a lot of them are recent orphans. It makes sense, they had to grow up on their own because a level-headed sort of voice a la mum and dad takes away, it's not exactly dramatic, and it won't let them navigate the story on their own. If the loss of a parent can also be the driving force behind the plot, then all the better, I guess. The problem is that it can be a bit overdone. Have a think about how many YA stories begin with the death of a parent, or how many protagonists live with an aunt or an uncle, or anyone who's not a parent. Have a think about how many single parents there are. There's a lot, and that's not bad. It's representative of the real world. But once you start noticing it, you can spot it a mile off. You can say, oh, this girl has a mum and dad, huh? Wait for it, 3, 2, 1, now one or more of them are dead. So maybe if you don't want to kill them, an alternative school of thought says to leave them in there but to have them be unhelpful. The nature of YA demands that the young people make their mistakes and learn from things and overcome challenges and grow. The parents that exist in these stories therefore can't help with those challenges. Depending on what genre you're writing in, this can lead to some pretty damn irresponsible parents and some unrealistic situations. So it always seems off to me when young people are facing a crisis that an older, more experienced adult should really be handling. Deadly threats really shouldn't be tackled by teenagers if there's somebody older there, right? The risk you run by having parents in a story who don't try to protect their children from that sort of stuff is that you are going to characterize them as bad, naive, absent, uncaring, or just a combination of all of those things. On the flip side, if you have them characterized as fantastic parents who do their best to protect their children, you run the risk of characterizing the children as being lethally stupid for ignoring all those warnings and not listening to people who know better. That's not to say that can't be done. One of my favourite examples is from Harry Potter. Dumbledore takes Harry and not extremely experienced and capable Aurors along on quite a few extremely dangerous missions, and as the books progress you start to think that this probably isn't the best idea ever, but then you realise why he did it. And basically he did it because he likes Harry. He just enjoys spending time with him. He likes the buddy vibe they've got going on. It's a sympathetic justification and I like it. It's not logical. He just likes to do it. So, what do you prefer? Are there any ways around the problem of parents in stories that you've seen that are a bit different or strange or cool? Let me know. No cat kisses this week, I'm sorry. I'll see you next time.